Right, Kraven the Hunter has absolutely bombed. Huge bomb. We know it's destroyed Sony's Spider-Man universe, the SSU, even though we've now got revealed to us that they were never going to be doing that anyway. So it's not the Spider-Man universe, is it? It's not Sony's Spider-Man universe. It was just Sony's weird offshoot Spidey universe. That wouldn't have quite had the same ring to it, would it? Anyway, we'll take a look at this because this is just a disaster. It's to be expected, though. Sony, just take a break. Just stop making comic book movies, okay? You're incapable of doing it. Just stop. Stop wasting your money. So we'll take a look at this. Hit subscribe, ladies and gents, if you're a returning viewer and you're not already subscribed. It would be great to have you on board. It's the difference between the channel, progressing, growing, the videos being put in front of you, and not. So please do hit that subscribe button. But anyway, so let's just look at the raw numbers. Moviegoers aren't Kraven the Hunter as movie bombs with $2 million in Thursday previews. It's not getting any better. Like, it's just going to be bad. They have now... The initial box office projections were like 25 million or something like that. Then it was revised to 20. Then it got revised down again to 13 to $15 million opening weekend. It's going to be about that. I mean, it could be even less. That's just how bad it is for this film. It's really bad. It did have a relatively small budget, $90 million. So $180 million to break even. A little bit more, obviously, on top of that for marketing. I doubt it had an extensive marketing campaign. So it's not exactly breaking the bank for Sony, but they're not going to earn any money on this. But anyway, let's have a look. So Kraven the Hunter failed in its mission to track down moviegoers this week as the movie made a mere $2 million in Thursday previews at the North American box office. This is in line with expectations, though, and short of a cataclysmic drop, the latest of Sony's Spider-Man spin-offs is still eyeing a $13 to $15 million opening weekend. That is so bad. Kraven the Hunter's budget was $90 million, but then they did push it up to 110. So I guess it is a little bit more than the 90. But it's not drastically higher. But they're not going to turn a profit. Hilariously, Morbius made 5.7 million in its Thursday opening. So considerably more. 5.7 million. Morbius, unbelievable. Even Madam Web did $6 million on its opening day on Wednesday. I mean, that's crazy. Madam Web has beaten Kraven. Jesus. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, I think this could get worse than Madam Web. I think this will do worse than Madam Web. Yeah, I really do, actually. It's so bad. It's got the worst score of any of the Sony Spider-Man universe stuff as well, by the way, which is real bad. So 14% score on critics from Rotten Tomatoes. Terrible cinema score as well. It's just bad all round. So as you can see here, worst cinema score. So that's not good. Yeah, it's got a C cinema score. C is really, really, really bad. Like, you get like a B minus. That's pretty bad. Because this is how you rate a movie when you first come out of it. They're like, oh, how did you... it's like a quick rating. So a C is like really pretty terrible. But check this out. The new report reveals the real reason Sony never used Spider-Man in movies like Venom, Morbius, and Kraven the Hunter. Oh, I wonder what that's going to be. So it was from Variety. And they chimed in on all of this. And, well, so basically, Variety chimed in on the report that Kraven the Hunter would end Sony's Spider-Man universe. I still think they will end it, but Variety's tried to be kinder to Sony. But they chimed in, and according to Variety, they say that there technically never was any sort of shared universe for the characters. Both Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter were billed as standalone stories, but only after Morbius, clearly set in the same world as Venom, bombed. So it was choice. Acknowledging that Sony now intends to focus on its Spider-Man projects, it's apparent these spin-off movies are being put on ice. So they say this: the looming box office failure of Kraven the Hunter almost certainly signifies the end of this endeavour at the studio, which one knowledgeable insider at Sony imputed to an industry-wide irrational exuberance about superheroes that has ultimately led to the overall diminishment of the genre's primacy as the leading force at the box office. Some eloquent language there. While those same insiders fiercely defend the success of the Venom trilogy, each new installment has still made less than the previous effort. However, with The Last Dance earning more overseas than Let There Be Carnage, I'd imagine there's still going to be more Venoms. So according to one Sony source, Disney's deal with Sony never stopped them from including Spider-Man. So they say this: there was a feeling within the studio that audiences would not accept Holland's Spidey suddenly popping up in a live-action film that wasn't a part of the MCU, especially after Spider-Man No Way Home and the Marvel Studios projects Loki and the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness established definitive boundaries in the MCU. So that forced Sony into heavily reshooting Morbius to explain how Michael Keaton could show up in that universe. Right, okay. So Sony's aware that these movies aren't working and is likely to be more discerning about its future endeavours. As one veteran producer puts it, you can feel the cynicism a mile away. They're grinding out product and it feels like it. There's no quality control. That is really interesting. So Sony's never actually been strong-armed against including Spider-Man in their movies. What are you doing, Sony? I guess there's one other thing that could be happening, right? Is never underestimate the fee that Tom Holland could charge. Right? He might not be contracted to appear with Sony, so they just might not want to pay him either. But it's so dumb. What are you doing? So dumb. Yes, people want Spider-Man in their Spider-Man spin-off movies. You absolute bunch of tards. What are you doing? Jesus. Anyway, there's more. Oh, I covered this one already. Oh, no. There you go. Well, yeah. So, just the worst. And it's bombing. And it's just bad generally. Also, Deadline did say that for Friday it was going to be about 4.7 million. But it could go as low this opening weekend as $12 million. That would be worse than Madame Web. Wow. Wow. There you go. So Sony is stupid. They have killed their own universe. Like, why not include Spider-Man? Because people might be cynical about it. Oh, piss off. Just do it. That's what people wanted. People wanted Spider-Man with Venom. That's why people kept hanging around. Oh, whatever. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Drop it down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.